Tesla investors, get ready because the next 2 months and onwards, it's going to be super hot fire. The news are coming out. There's so many good things coming out. And one particular news that I do want to go over today, and I'll do that after all the other news that I do, because this particular news is what my thesis is, and it's what we need to scale robotaxis. And oh my God. Again, if you're Tesla investors, get ready. I know I make a lot of videos with this title, but there's a lot of information that you all need to hear that you need to get ready for. That's why I make these titles. And of course, these are really, really good news. So smash that like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and let's begin. Let's begin. Dalton here writes that Tesla VP of China, Grace Tao, or Toe, whatever I pronounce that last name, says Giga Shanghai is ramping up production for Q4. And it says here from Grace herself saying that in recent days, the Shanghai Superfactory has begun to produce in the fourth quarter. In the third quarter of 2025, Tesla delivered a little over 497,000 new cars worldwide, setting a new record for quarterly delivery. Facts. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, the brothers and sisters of the Shanghai factory are working hard to expand production and sprint at full power so that car owners in China and Asia Pacific can pick up their cars as soon as possible. The factory has also fully guaranteed and encouraged colleagues in all aspects, welcome to the store for a test drive, experience more, and drive a new car as soon as possible. So it looks like Shanghai is working double time to get the production up for Q4. It looks like we may be seeing record delivery numbers in Q4. The last couple of weeks, shout out to Tesla Chan for this, record insured Teslas all across China past couple of weeks has been a flipping record on a weekly basis. So imagine what's going to happen going forward, finishing off the next 10 to 12 weeks more left of this year. So it's going to be flipping hot fire. Here is the breakdown of what it really means of the Shanghai factory for Q4 production ramp. Shout out to Mr. Wadhaiwa, if I didn't butcher that name. So he says that production ramp begins at Q4 2025, which is now. Vice President Tai Lin confirmed via Weibo, driven by 2.8% year-over-year sales growth in September, which is awesome. The new 6-seater Model Y variant launched in China, the YL. This one is a big seller there, and it will be a big seller in the United States if it ever comes there. Elon Musk says no, but I do think it eventually will come there. Gigafactory Shanghai remains Tesla's largest global hub, which is facts, aims to boost Q4 deliveries and meet annual targets. Now, I don't know what this annual target is. I've been trying to look for sources of that, but if we look at, again, Tesla Chan's numbers here of how many vehicle deliveries Tesla Shanghai has done, it's not hard to say that Tesla is gunning for to finish this year in the mid 900s as well. And that's going to be tough to do. They're going to be selling in the hundreds of thousands in at least 2 of the months to hit these numbers. But let's see if that happens. They are going ham on this, and they have been hitting record numbers in the past 2 or 3 weeks. So let's see what happens. There's been rumors going around that now Shanghai can produce up to 2 million vehicles. I don't think that's possible. I don't know. Maybe with current models, with the current affordable models, the standard versions, maybe, because Elon did say that Tesla can do an annual production of 3 million vehicles. And at the moment in Shanghai, the max they can do is just 1 million. So I don't know how Shanghai can do 2 million unless it's the standard 3 and the standard Y being produced on the same line, because that's the only way. I don't know. We'll see. I couldn't find any real sources that confirms this. So let me know if you guys get any sources or anything like that. Let me know in the comments below as usual. Dan Ives here. Dan Ives says some really bullish things, which I love, talking about a stock price of 600 plus, and as well as how deliveries can be upwards or to 600,000 in next year. Not in Q4. I don't think Q4 is going to be a stretch. I think Tesla needs to hit 571,000 vehicles in deliveries to have the same amount of vehicle deliveries in Q4. In essence, to hit the same numbers or go even as a record, to hit, to be a record delivery. I don't think that's going to happen. I think mid 500s is like the most they can do. Maybe 535 is more realistic, but we'll see what happens. Maybe these affordable models will change everything. But this is what Dan Ives had to say about vehicle deliveries and the stock price.
You say the lower cost cars get them up to about 600,000 vehicles in deliveries per quarter, but you didn't give a time frame. So when do these lower cost vehicles accelerate these deliveries?
I think by first half 2026. So I think this is something that's really going to have a significant impact for Tesla, as well as what you're seeing really in this China rebound. So, you look at these low cost vehicles, that's going to give them added sort of, what I think the biggest metric right now is, can you get above 500,000? I think this is going to enable them to get above 600,000. And that's why right now I see bright days ahead for Tesla. It's a table pounder in my opinion. I think $600 is conservative, in terms of where I see the stock going over the next year.
It's insane, right? He's talking about the first half of 2026. They'll be producing 600,000 vehicles on a quarterly basis. I mean, Q1 of 2026, we know it's going to be a very bad quarter because that's always the worst quarter. If there's any bad quarter, if there's any quarter that you really want to slip on purposely because of, cleaning the lineup or doing a refresh and having low sales, it's Q1 because that's always the worst sales. That's always the worst sales for automotive companies for selling cars. Q2, I mean, it could be a big jump from Q1, but however, 600,000 vehicle deliveries in Q2, I don't know about that, man. That's going to be crazy. Q3 and maybe Q4 of 2026, yes. But who cares about that? Who cares about that when we know the future is autonomous, robotaxis, energy, Optimus, especially robotaxis, self-driving cars. That's what I care about the most. And then I've talking about a stock price of over $600 per share. But let's forget about delivery. Let's focus on robotaxi because some amazing news has dropped. And this is what we need to scale robotaxis in the United States. And of course, if it's scaled in the United States, it'll be scaled everywhere else around the world because that's just how the world works. Tesla Archive says this: Trump admin to ease self-driving car rules in 2026. And this is from an article from Bloomberg, which I don't trust, but they have apparently some inside information about this. So it's worth a read. And it's actually bold. This is what I like to read. So let's read together because this is absolutely bullish for us Tesla investors. And this is what we need to be ready for. The Trump administration is set to overhaul regulations to speed up self-driving car deployment, targeting outdated federal motor vehicle safety standards. And here's the thing, guys. If Kamala was president, do you think she would be doing this? Do you think the Democrats would be doing this? I don't want to get political, but I'm just saying. For those that are saying that,
oh my God, Trump is not bullish for Tesla, and I sold my stock because of Trump and EVs.
If you know. This is why I knew, and most of us knew that a Trump presidency is more bullish for Tesla than a Kamala presidency because they would be doing this. Kamala would not be doing this. They would not be doing this. But again, this is why it's very bullish. This is why the stock went to all-time highs when Trump got elected because of this particular reason, because robotaxi is now coming forward and it's going to become faster. And it's actually happening now based on this news. Transportation Secretary Sean P. Duffy says the move is critical to keep America ahead in the global innovation race. Yes. 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 Yeah. This is right. This is the right way of doing it. They're listening to Elon. They're seeing what other countries are doing, specifically China. If the US doesn't deregulate a little bit more forward in terms of innovation, and they're doing that, then they're giving the crown to China. If it wasn't for SpaceX, China would be number one in, rockets. If it wasn't for Tesla, China would be number one. Actually, China would be engulfing and eating all the legacy automakers in the US. It's because of Tesla, which is an American company that led the way and is leading the way and is even today the best-selling EV car globally because of Elon, right? And the Trump administration sees that and they are taking steps so that they're still ahead in this robotaxi game than China is. My God, this is what we want to see. Let's continue. Here's what's coming. New rules in spring of 2026. Man, 2026 is going to be such an awesome year for Tesla. Sheesh. The U.S. Department of Transportation will propose 3 rulemaking to update the federal motor vehicle safety standards for vehicles with automated driving systems and no manual controls. That is Cybercab. That's screaming flippin' Cybercab. Let's go. FMVSS number 102, revising standards on transmission shift position sequence, starter interlock, and transmission braking effect designed for human drivers. FMVSS number 103 and 104, updating requirements for windshield defrosting, defogging, wiping, and washing systems to reflect autonomous vehicle needs. This is flipping awesome. Number 108, modernizing rules for lamps, reflective devices, and related equipment, removing human driver assumptions. Oh, yes, cybercap. That's what it is. That's what it is. Why it matters? Duffy emphasizes eliminating redundant requirements to create a national standard that boosts innovation while prioritizing safety. Tesla Robotaxi and Waymo set for major regulator relief. Whoa, I love this. Now, of course, Waymo, in terms of competitive wise, with how Tesla Robotaxi is going to do it, I don't know how Waymo is going to survive, but this is very good news. And this is what I want to see. How many robotaxis do you think next year Tesla's going to have on the road? I'm thinking 100,000, but I think that's too ambitious and too bullish. I think around 20,000, 30,000. But the year after that, I think that's going to quickly go over 100,000. That's all I'm trying to say. But guys, if you guys aren't ready, then the time is coming. The rules are aligning. Tesla's dedicated vehicles and with no steering wheels and pedals and FSD 14 and self-driving stuff and, software is aligning. We've got the world going into autonomous, driving aligning. Everything is aligning the way we want. And 2026 seems to be that starting of the year. That's going to be the year where everything's going to start. And that's flipping amazing. I flipping love it. Sheesh. Let's all calm down. Let's come back to reality. Now we have Q3 earnings coming. And I am going live for this, but here is my numbers. Now, again, if you guys are members, you guys have access to it. But if you guys aren't, don't worry. 2 days before, which is October 20th, that's when this video is going to go live and you guys can see what my final numbers are. Q3 is going to be, they're going to smash it. That's what I'm going to say. Other than that, guys, I'll see you in the next video. And of course, I shall see you guys in the live that I'm going on the 22nd of October. So anyways, guys, stay curious and I shall see you guys in the next video. Let's go.